Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat, teachers. Please kindly share po ng ating live. Paki-mention din po ng ating mga friends, ng ating mga classmates, no, sa ating comment section. And we will start by exactly 2:40. Okay, again, magandang hapon po, no, sa inyong lahat, teachers. I hope na sa mabuting kalagayan po tayo ngayon. And of course, this afternoon po, magsisimula na po yung ating session 2. And of course, pag-uusapan po natin yung mga konsepto hinggil po sa ating home economics. Okay? Nandito na po ba yung ating mga TVTE at saka yung ating mga TLE majors? Magparamdam po kayo sa ating comment section. Okay? Again, paki-share po, paki-mention po ng ating mga kakilala, ng ating mga friends, nakukuha po ng papalapit na March 2026 licensure examination for professional teachers. Okay? And of course here, bago po ang lahat, no? Again, for only 200 pesos, you can avail the following: tatlong refresher sessions, 10 intensive discussions, 3-day final coaching sessions, diagnostic exams, summative tests, and of course, we will be having our pre-board examination as well. And of course, yung ating mga drills unlimited po sa ating community chat. Okay? So ano pang hinihintay po natin, no? Magpa-member na po tayo, no? And of course, malapit na makakasama na po natin si Teacher JL. And of course, let's have our calendar dito, no, for the month of January. January 4, we already had our fast drills. January 10, we are done as well. January 11, nagkaroon na po tayo ng session 1, no, that was industrial arts. And of course, January 17, kahapon, we had our fast drills as well. January 18, of course, today po yun, no, we will be talking about, or we will be discussing, the home economics. And of course, By January 24, we will have our fast drills as well. January 25, ICT discussion naman po yan. January 31, we will be talking about agri-fishery arts. Okay? Nandito na po ba ang lahat? Magparamdam po no sa ating comment section, okay? Nandito na po ba? Again, paki-share po ng ating live, no? Malaki pong tulong na makapag-ambag po tayo sa mga review experience po ng ating mga self-reviewees, no? Most especially po yung mga students na hindi po talaga afford na magkaroon ng review center, okay? Again, paki-share po. Okay, magandang hapon po, Miss Eunice. Okay, lagi nakaabang dito, no? Magandang hapon po. And of course, we have here Miss Villasan or Mr. Villasan. Okay, good afternoon. Okay, Miss Mika or Micah, good afternoon as well. Okay, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. And of course, bago po ang lahat, no, I invite everyone to pray. Let's have our daily prayer here. Lord God, as I begin my review, calm my mind and strengthen my focus. Grant me wisdom to understand, patience to learn, and clarity to remember all that I have studied. Guide my thoughts, remove all fear, and fill my heart with confidence and peace. May my efforts bring honor to you and lead me closer to my goals. Amen. Okay, and of course, this one is paulit-ulit, no? How to ace our majorship. Unang-una, master the fundamentals. Second one here, improve your test-taking skills. Magsagot po tayo ng maraming questions, no? And of course, kayang-kaya pa po nating i-ace yung ating papalapit na examination by answering several questions. And of course, the most important one here, above all, we have to pray. We have to ask for His guidance and provision throughout our review season. Okay? So bago po ang lahat, no, pakilapag nga po kung ready na po tayo, pakilapag po sa ating comment section, ready na. Again, kapag ready na po tayo makipagbardagulan sa ating comment section, pakilapag po, ready na. Okay? Fast discussion lamang po ito, no? Kasi I will be having my lesson, no? Maya-maya po sa Gurong Pinoy. Okay? Abangan niyo po ako doon. Okay? Ready na po bang lahat? Pakilapag po, ready na sa ating comment section. Okay, ready na, ready na. What about the others? Ready na po ba? Magparamdam po sa ating comment section, no? Huwag pong nonchalant sa ating comment, okay? Ready na, ready na. Of course, let's begin our formal discussion this afternoon with item number 1, okay? Pakilapag po ng ating item number with your correct choice, okay? Your question here, which activity best demonstrates applying artistic skills to everyday life? Is it A, memorizing art definitions? Letter B, designing a functional and attractive study area. Letter C, watching art documentaries. Or letter D, collecting unused art materials. What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Again, your question here, which activity best demonstrates applying artistic skills to everyday life? Is it A, memorizing art definitions? Letter B, designing a functional and attractive study area. Letter C, watching art documentaries. Or letter D, collecting unused art materials. What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Okay, demonstrates applying artistic skills. Okay. So ano po yan? Is that A, memorizing? Letter B, designing? Letter C, watching? Or letter D, collecting unused art materials? I see a lot of letter B here. Tumpak ba yung letter B natin? Of course, that is correct, no? Designing a functional and attractive study area. Tandaan po natin, no? Applying artistic skills that involves using our creativity, no? To solve real-life needs. Of course, katulad po na pagde-design natin ng mga spaces, that are both functional and visually pleasing. Okay? Yan po yung ating letter B, no? We are applying our creativity. What about yung letter A natin dito? Ito po ay, of course, pag sinabi po nating memorization, it does not apply skills. Kaya X po yung ating letter A. Yung letter C naman, watching art documentaries, of course, passive action, no? Watching does not involve creative application. Kaya X po yung ating letter C. What about our letter D here? Tandaan po natin that collecting materials does not demonstrate use. Kaya X din po yung ating letter D. But then we are talking about here, no, applying artistic skills, that is letter B, we have to design a functional and attractive study area. Okay? Ina-apply po natin kung ano po talaga yung meron tayo, no? That is our letter B. We go to item number 2 here. Which material is commonly associated with traditional Filipino handicrafts? Is that A, plastic, letter B, rattan, letter C, aluminum, or letter D, synthetic fiber? What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Again, we are talking about here traditional Filipino handicrafts, okay? Base po sa ating mga options, ano po yung mako-consider natin dito as traditional material? Is that A, plastic, letter B, rattan, letter C, aluminum, or letter D, synthetic fiber? Of course, I see a lot of larabi here. Tumpak ba yung larabi natin? Kapag traditional, ano po yung ating tumpak na choice? I see a lot of larabi eh. And that is correct, no? Yan po yung ating ratan mismo. Tandaan po natin, teachers, again, pag sinabi po nating ratan, ito po yung natural material, no? Widely ginagamit po natin in our Filipino handicrafts due to its availability, flexibility, and of course, cultural significance. Diba? Ito din po yung ginagamit natin, no, to create our traditional baskets. Kapag plastic kasi, ito po ay synthetic, kaya X po yung ating letter A. Kapag aluminum naman, of course, ito po ay industrial, kaya X din po yung ating letter C. Kapag synthetic fiber, tandaan po natin that C in synthetic fibers lack heritage value, kaya X din po yung ating letter D. But then we are talking about here, no, commonly, what kind of material na pwede po natin makonsider, no, as traditional Filipino handicrafts that we are using in making our traditional Filipino baskets. That is what we call rattan, no? Letter B po yung tumpak na choice. We go to item number 3. Which handicraft is best associated with the Ilocos region? Is it A, Enabel textile weaving? Letter B, Tinalak weaving? Letter C, Singkaban? Or letter D, Ochre wood carving? What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Okay, ano pong handicraft na famous po yung ating Ilocos region? Is that A, Enabel, letter B, Tinalak, letter C, Singkaban, or letter D, Uker? What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Okay, again, paki-share po ng ating live, no? Paki-mention din po, paki-tag po ng ating mga kakilala sa ating comment section, okay? Item number 3 here, what is your choice? Pakilapag po, kahit mali po yan, wala pong problema, no? Bawal judgmental po tayo dito. At least, we tried our best, di po ba? Again, pakilapag, item number 3, what is your choice? Okay, anong klaseng handicraft? Famous po yung ating mga Ilocano, no? Or most especially in our Ilocos region. I see letter A here. What about the others? What is your choice? Item number 3, letter A daw. Tumpak ba yung letter A natin? Of course, that is correct, no? Yun po yung ating Enabel textile weaving. Tandaan po natin, teachers, again, pag sinabi po nating Enabel weaving, ito po ay napaka-famous, no? Most especially po in Ilocos region, di ba? Ito po ay famous Ilocos handicraft known for its durable, hand-woven, and cultural patterns. Okay, ito po yung itsura ng ating Enabel textile weaving, no? And of course, yung letter B natin dito, tandaan lamang po natin, no? Kapag sinabi po nating tinalak, ito po ay galing sa Mindanao, no? And of course, this one is made by Tibuli tribes. Kapag singkaban kasi, ito po ay festival na hiniheld po sa Bulacan, no? And of course, yung main media na ginagamit po nila would be the bamboo. Kapag letter D naman yung ochre wood carving, tandaan po natin, ito po ay associated, no, with Muslim Mindanao, most especially po yung ating mga Maranaos, no? Sila po yung gumagawa ng mga ochre wood carving. But then we are talking about here kung anong klaseng handicraft, famous po yung ating mga yung mga Ilocano po natin, or most especially in Ilocos region. That is what we call letter A, no? Yan po yung ating Enabel textile weaving. Kaya letter A po yung tumpak na choice for item number 3. We go to item number 4. Which Philippine region is well known for abaca-based handicraft? Is it A, Cordillera Administrative Region, or CAR? Letter B, Bicol Region. Letter C, Ilocos Region. Or letter D, Central Luzon. What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Again, the Philippine region, no? Well known po for abaca-based handicraft. Okay? Ano pong klaseng region yan? Is that A, CAR, letter B, Bicol region, letter C, Ilocos, or letter D, Central Luzon? What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Okay, again, item number 4, what is your choice? Pakilapag po. Okay, kapag abaca-based handicraft, okay, yan po ay I see letter B. Tumpak ba yung letter B natin? What about the others? What is your choice for item number 4? I see a lot of letter B. And that is correct, no? Yan po yung ating Bicol region. Tandaan po natin, teachers, again, pag sinabi po natin Bicol region, ito po ay known, no? Again, known po sila for abaca fiber products kasi nga po, no? Dahil dahil sa kanilang climate that is suitable for abaca farming. Okay? Yan po yung ating Bicol region. Kapag CAR kasi or sa Cordillera Administrative Region, sila po ay famous no or known for weaving. Kapag Ilocos Region naman, of course, they are known for enabel weaving. Kapag Central Luzon, of course, most especially po no sa Bulacan, they are known for bamboo crafts. Okay? Yan na ba po yung dapat nating tandaan kapag pinag-uusapan po natin yung mga regions na ito. Again, we are talking about here Philippine region that is well known for abaca-based materials or handicraft that is what we call Bicol region. Kaya letter B po yung tumpak na choice. We go to item number 5. Which body measurement is most important when drafting a skirt pattern? Is it A, bust? Letter B, shoulder width. Letter C, waist. Or letter D, arm length. What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Again, we are talking about here the body measurement that is most important when drafting a skirt pattern. Okay? Ano po yan? Is that a bust? Letter B, shoulder width. Letter C, waist. Or letter D, arm length. What is your choice? Pag-aralan po natin na mabuti yung ating dressmaking, no? Or yung ating clothing design. Kasi ang dami pong konsepto na lumabas po noong September 2025. Okay? I see letter C. Tumpak ba yung letter C natin? What about the others? What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Okay, I see letter C here. Tumpak ba yung letter C natin? Kapag skirt, of course, yan po ay letter C, no? Yan po yung waist mismo. Tandaan po natin, teachers, again, kapag waist measurement, ito po ay napaka-importante, no? Or napaka-essential po in skirt pattern drafting, no? Because skirts are designed to fit around the waist, okay? Hindi naman po pwede nasa bust, di po ba? Kapag bust kasi, parang nasa chest mismo, okay? Kapag shoulder width, of course, hindi naman po pwede na gagawa tayo ng skirt, do, para po sa ating shoulder, di ba? X po yung ating letter B. Kapag arm length, of course, ito po ay X din, okay? How to measure your waist circumference? Of course, unang-unang step dito is to stand up straight and exhale. Number 2, wrap a tape measure just above your hip bones. And of course, the last one here, hold tape measure flat against body, not too tight, and of course, take a reading. Okay? Yan po yung tatlong steps, no? In order for us to measure our waist circumference properly. Okay? Item number 5, letter C po yung tumpak na choice. We go to item number 6, which sewing tool is used to temporarily hold fabric pieces together before stitching. Is it A, chalk? Letter B, needle. Letter C, pins. Or letter D, scissors. What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Again, we are talking about here a sewing tool, no, na ginagamit po natin for temporary hold fabric pieces together before stitching. Is it A, chalk? Letter B, needle. Letter C, pins. Or letter D, scissors? What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Item number 6, I see letter C. Tumpak mo yung letter C natin. What about the others? What is your choice? Of course, I see a lot of letter C here and that is correct. No? Yan po yung ating pins mismo. Ang gagaling ng taong bayan. Of course, pag sinabi po nating pins, tandaan po natin teachers, ito po yung ginagamit natin no, for temporary hold fabric pieces no, in place para ma-maintain po natin yung alignment before sewing. Okay? Yan po yung ating pins. Kapag chalk naman, of course, ito po yung ginagamit natin no, for marking our fabric. Kapag needle naman, of course, ito naman po yung ginagamit natin for stitching. Kapag scissors, for cutting lamang po yan. Okay? But then we're talking about here a sewing tool na ginagamit po natin no, for temporary hold. That is what we call the pins. No? Letter C po yung tumpak na choice. We go to item number 7, which sewing tool is used to remove unwanted stitches. Is that A, thimble? Letter B, seam ripper? Letter C, fabric scissors? Or letter D, measuring tape? What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Again, used to remove unwanted stitches. Okay? Ano pong klaseng tool yung gagamitin po natin? Is that A, thimble? Letter B, seam ripper? Letter C, fabric scissors? Or letter D, measuring tape? What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. I see letter B here. Tumpak ba yung letter B natin? Okay? Okay, tumpak ba yung letter B? What about the others? What is your choice? Pakilapag po, no? The one that we are using to remove unwanted stitches. Okay? So, ano pong klaseng tool yung gagamitin natin? I see a lot of letter B here. Meron po ba tayong ditong garments major? Kapag nandito po, no, magparamdam po sa ating comment section, no? I see a lot of letter B and that is correct, no? Yan po yung ating seam ripper na tinatawag. Ano po bang itsura niyan? Ito po siya, no? Tandaan po natin teachers again, pag sinabi po nating seam ripper, ito po ay designed to safely cut and remove stitches without damaging the fabric, okay? So kapag nagkaroon ka ng mga unwanted stitches, then we can use our seam ripper, no, to remove those stitches. Kapag thimble kasi, ito po yung ginagamit natin, no, to protect our finger, okay? Most especially kapag nananahi po tayo. Kapag fabric scissors, of course, we are using this one to cut our fabric. Kapag measuring tape naman, of course, this one is being used to measure length. Okay? Sana nakuha po natin, again, the one that is used to remove unwanted stitches, that is what we call larbino. Yan po yung ating seam ripper. Okay? Sana nakuha po natin. We go to item number 8, which allowance is added to a pattern to prevent tightness when wearing the garment. Is that a seam allowance? Letter B is allowance. Letter C, hem allowance, or letter D, dart allowance. What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Again, we are talking about here a type of allowance here that added to a pattern to prevent tightness when wearing the garment. Okay? So ano pong tawag na allowance diyan, 'no? Hindi po kasi puwede na kapag nananahi po tayo, yung exact talaga na size or measurement po ng, client natin yung tatahiin, 'no? So of course, we have to give some allowance, 'di po ba, para hindi po masyadong tight yung ating garment o yung damit na ating tinatahi. So ano pong tawag na allowance diyan? I see letter D, tumpak ba yung letter D natin? I see letter B as well. Letter B, letter D, of course, the best option here would be letter B, no? Yan po yung ating is allowance. Tandaan po natin, teachers, again, pag pinag-uusapan po natin yung is allowance, ito po yung extra space, no? Na ina-add po natin sa ating mga pattern beyond the actual body measurements para ma-ensure po natin that our garment is comfortable and allows for movement, okay? Hindi naman po pwede kasi kapag nananahi po tayo na sobrang tight, di ba? Sobrang higpit po ng ating damit na tinatahi para po sa ating mga clients, no? Hindi naman po pwede yan. So we have to put some allowance, okay? Kapag letter A kasi, yung seam allowance po natin, tandaan po natin, ito po yung area, no, between the fabric edge and the stitching line used to join two pieces of fabric together. Kaya X po yung ating letter A. Kapag hem allowance po, tandaan lamang po natin, teachers, ito naman po yung extra fabric, no, at the bottom most edge of a garment na ginagamit po natin to finish the edge and adjust its length. Okay, yan po yung ating hem allowance. Kapag dart allowance po, yung dapat lamang po nating tandaan, ito naman po yung ginagamit natin, no, to shape a flat piece of fabric to fit the curves of the body. Okay, yan po yung ating dart allowance. But then we are talking about here a type of allowance that is added to a pattern to prevent tightness. That is what we call is allowance. Kaya letter B po yung tumpak na choice for item number 8. We go to item number 9 here. Which tool is used to mark measurements and pattern lines on fabric? Is it A, iron? Letter B, fabric chalk. Letter C, scissors. Or letter D, pins? What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Again, we are talking about here a type of tool that we are using, no, to mark measurements and pattern. Okay, ano po yan? Is it A, iron? Letter B, fabric chalk. Letter C, scissors. Or letter D, pins? What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Okay, item number 9 here, I see letter B, fabric chalk. Tumpak ba yung letter B natin? What about the others? What is your choice? Pakilapag po. Okay, letter B. Again, paki-share po ng ating live, no? Paki-share po. Paki-tag din po. And of course, please mention your friends sa ating comment section. Okay? Item number 9 here, I see letter B. Tumpak ba yung letter B natin? Of course, that is correct, no? Yan po yung ating fabric chalk na tinatawag. Tanda po natin, teachers, again, kapag pinag-uusapan po natin yung fabric chalk, ito po yung ginagamit natin, no? To temporarily mark lines, symbols, and measurements on fabric during construction. Okay? Yan po yung ating fabric chalk na tinatawag for markings. Kapag iron kasi, of course, ito po yung ginagamit natin, no, for pressing and ironing clothes wrinkles. Kapag scissors, for cutting po yan. Kapag pins, of course, temporarily holding our fabric. Okay? Sana nakuha po natin the one that is being used to mark measurements and pattern lines. That is what we call the fabric chalk. No? Kaya larabi po yung tumpak na choice for item number 9. We go to item number 10 here. Which sewing machine part holds the fabric firmly while stitching? Is it A, needle, letter B, presser foot, letter C, bobbin, or letter D, spool pin? What is your choice? Pakilabag po sa ating comment section. Again, we are talking about here the sewing machine part, no, that holds the fabric firmly while stitching. Okay, ano pong klaseng parte yan ng ating sewing machine? Is it a needle, letter B, pressure foot, letter C, bobbin, or letter D, spool pin? What is your choice? Pakilapag po. Okay, item number 10 here. What is your choice? Please put your answers sa ating comment section. Okay, item number 10 ay si letter B. What about the others? What is your choice? Pakilapag po. Letter B, tumpak ba yung letter B natin? I see letter C as well. Tumpak ba yung letter C natin? Okay, I see letter B. Wag pong mahiya 'no, kahit, medyo alanganin po yung ating sagot, wala pong problema 'yan 'no. I see letter B, I see letter C with a question mark. Of course, the best option here would be letter B 'no, 'yan po yung ating presser foot na tinatawag. Okay, tandaan po natin ito teachers 'no, paki-screenshot na lamang po ng ating parte ng ating sewing machine. Tandaan po natin again, 'pag sinabi po nating presser foot, ito po yung, responsable 'no, for pressing the fabric against the feed dogs to keep it steady during sewing. Okay? Yan po yung ating pressure foot na tinatawag. And of course, yung needle po natin dito, ito po ay ginagamit natin for stitching. No? Kapag bobbin kasi, of course, it holds threads. Again, kapag holding the fabric, yan po yung ating pressure foot. Kapag holding the thread, yan naman po yung ating bobbin. Kapag spool pin kasi, of course, ito naman po nag-hold ng ating thread spools. No? Kaya X po yung ating letter D. But then we are talking about here, the certain part of our sewing machine that holds the fabric. That is what we call the presser foot. Kaya letter B po yung tumpak na choice for item number 10. Okay? Dito po makikita po yung ating presser foot. Okay? So, na nakuha po natin, that's item number 10. Letter B po yung tumpak na choice. We go to item number 11. Which developmental domain focuses on changes in height, weight, and motor skills from infancy to adolescence? Is that A, cognitive, letter B, emotional, letter C, physical, or letter D, social? What is your choice? For item number 11, pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Again, changes on height, no? Weight, and even the motor skills from infancy to adolescence. Ano po yan? Is that a cognitive? Letter B, emotional. Letter C, physical. Or letter D, social? What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Okay? Pag-aralan po natin ng mabuti ito, no? Baka lumabas din po ito sa ating Prof. Ed. Okay? I see letter C. Kapag height and weight, and of course, yung motor skills, yan po ay physical. Okay? Tandaan po natin again, pag sinabi po natin physical development, it refers to bodily growth, di ba? Changes in body size, strength, and even the motor skills that occur as a child grows. Okay? Yan po yung ating physical na tinatawag. Di ba? Nakikita po natin mismo yung paglaki ng mga bata, no? Yung body size nila, di ba? Yung strength and motor skills. So that is what we call the physical development. Kapag cognitive kasi, no? Cognitive, it means it involves thinking and learning, okay? Sa brain. Kapag emotional naman, of course, emotional development focuses on feelings. Kapag social naman, of course, it involves interaction with others. Okay, yan po yung ating social. But then we are talking about here the changes or the one that focuses on changes in height, weight, and motor skills. That is what we call the physical. Kaya letter C po yung tumpak na choice for item number 11. We go to item number 12. Which family structure includes parents, children, and extended relatives living together? Is it A, nuclear family, letter B, single parent, letter C, extended, or letter D, blended family? What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Again, the one that includes the parents, okay? Yung mga magulang, no? Yung children, okay? Yung mga anak mismo and even the extended relatives. Yung mga tito and tita, no? Living together. Ano po yan? Is it A, nuclear family? Letter B, single parent. Letter C, extended? Or letter D, blended family? What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. I see letter C here. Tumpak po ba yung letter C natin? What about the others? What is your choice? Please put it sa ating comment section. Of course, kapag ganito po yung matanungan, yung tumpak na choice natin dito would be letter, I see letter C, and that is correct, no? Yan po yung ating extended family. Tandaan po natin, teachers, again, kapag pinag-uusapan po natin yung extended family, it consists of the parents, okay? Yung mga magulang, no? Children, yung mga anak, grandparents, lolo and lola, and even our relatives, no? Living together are closely connected, okay? That is what we call the extended family. Kapag nuclear family kasi, it includes only the parents and children. Again, kapag nuclear, it includes the parents and children. Kapag single parent, tandaan po natin, of course, it involves only one parent. Again, kapag one parent lang, that is what we call the single parent. Kapag blended family, tandaan po natin, no? Pag sinabi po natin blended families, it involves remarried parents. Di ba? Nagkakaroon ka na ng stepfather, stepmother, and step siblings. Okay, yan po yung ating blended family. But then we are talking about here yung klase po ng ating family structure, no, that includes the parents, the children, and even our relatives, no, living together. That is what we call the extended family. Kaya letter C po yung tumpak na choice for item number 12. We go to item number 13. Which mineral is important for preventing anemia? Is that A, calcium, letter B, iodine, letter C, iron, or letter D, potassium? What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Again, the one that prevents anemia. Okay, ano pong klaseng mineral yan? Pakilapag po. Okay, what is your choice? Please put it sa ating comment section. Okay, 13. I see letter C here. What about the others? What is your choice? Please, pakita po ng ating mga choices. I see letter C here. Kapag anemia, of course, the best option here would be letter C. No? Yan po ay iron. Tandaan po natin again, pag sinabi po natin iron, ito po ay napaka-importante. No? It is necessary for the production of hemoglobin, which carries oxygen in the blood. Okay? Kumbaga, kapag deficient ka or kulang ka sa iron, most probably magkakaroon ka ng anemia, di po ba? Kapag calcium naman, tandaan po natin, of course, it strengthens our bones. Kapag iodine, of course, it supports thyroid function. Kapag potassium naman, of course, it helps muscle and nerve function. Okay? Sana nakuha po natin. That is item number 13. Letter C po yung tumpak na choice. We go to item number 14. Which type of fat is considered the healthiest when consumed in moderation? Is it A, trans fat, letter B, saturated, letter C, unsaturated, or letter D, hydrogenated? What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Again, ano pong klase ng fat yung makukonsider po natin, no, as healthiest, okay, when consumed in moderation, okay? Hindi po sobra-sobra yung pagko-consume natin, no? That is what we call the moderation. So, anong klaseng fat yan? Is that a trans fat? Letter B is saturated. Letter C, unsaturated. Or letter D, hydrogenated. What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Okay, 14. What is your choice? Okay, I see letter B here. Tumpak ba yung letter B natin? Again, healthy, no? Healthy fat. I see letter D. I see letter B as well. Saturated. Kapag healthy, of course, yung tumpak na choice natin would be ligwakyehe kasi yung tumpak na choice would be unsaturated fat, no? Unsaturated fat po yan. Again, pag sinabi po natin unsaturated fats, of course, ito po yung mga healthy fats, no, na makikita po natin sa mga pagkain, katulad po ng ating mga nuts, no? Sa ating mga seeds, sa fish, and even the vegetable oils. Kumbaga, they help improve heart health, no, by lowering bad cholesterol levels and supporting overall cardiovascular function. Okay, yan po yung ating unsaturated. Kasi nga po, kapag sinabi po natin trans fat, ito po ay nag-i-increase po ng cholesterol level, no? And of course, it has the risk of heart disease, no? Kumbaga, yung mga common example po ng ating trans fat would be the margarine, no? Yung mga fried fast foods po natin, 'di ba? Mahilig po tayong kumain ng mga Jollibee, no? Mga fast food na mga fast foods, no? So hindi po pwede 'yan, no? That is an example of trans fat. Kapag saturated po, tandaan po natin, teachers, excessive intake of saturated fats can raise cholesterol levels and contribute contribute to heart problems. 'Di ba? Yung mga common examples po ng ating saturated fat would be our butter, no? Yung mga fatty meat and even the coconut oil, 'di ba? Yan po yung ating saturated fat. Kapag hydrogenated fat, tandaan po natin, no, they contain trans fats which are harmful to our cardiovascular health. And of course, yung common example nito would be our processed snacks, no, and even the pastries, okay? Mga processed pastries. But then we are talking about here yung klase po ng fat na makukonsider po natin as healthy. Yan po yung ating larsi, no? Unsaturated fat po yan, okay? Ito po yung ating unsaturated fat. Ito po yung mga common examples ng ating saturated. And of course, ito po yung ating trans fat, okay? Saan nakuha po natin? Kapag tinanong po, good fat, isagot po ninyo unsaturated, okay? Kapag bad fat, of course, yan naman po yung ating trans fat, okay? So, nakuha po natin item number 14, letter C po yung tumpak na choice. We go to item number 15, which term refers to eating a variety of foods in the right amounts? Is that A, malnutrition, letter B, fasting, letter C, balanced diet, or letter D, starvation? What is your choice? Paklapag po sa ating comment section. Again, eating a variety of foods in the right amounts. Okay? Ano pong tawag diyan? Is that a malnutrition? Letter B, fasting. Letter C, balanced diet. Or letter D, starvation. What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. So kapag ganito po yung matanungan, yung unang-una po nating liligwakin would be letter D, no? Hindi naman po pwede na mag-starve mo yung sarili mo, no? So mamamatay ka kapag ganun, okay? So item number 15, what is your choice? I say letter C, balanced diet. Of course, yan po ay tumpak, no? Pag sinabi po natin balanced diet, it means it refers, no, to consuming a variety of foods in appropriate amounts to provide our body with essential nutrients katulad po ng carbohydrates, no, proteins, fats, and even the vitamins and minerals, no, na napaka-importante po for proper growth, energy, and overall health. Okay? Yan po yung tinatawag natin na balanced diet. Kapag malnutrition kasi, ekes po ito, kasi nga po, ito po yung condition, no, caused by insufficient or unbalanced nutrient intake. Kaya ekes po yung ating letter A. Kapag letter B, yung fasting po natin, tandaan po natin, no, that our fasting, it involves voluntarily abstaining from food, no? Kaya X din po yung ating letter B. But then we are talking about here, no, eating a variety of foods in the right amounts. That is what we call the balanced diet. Kaya letter C po yung tumpak na choice. We go to item number 16. Which nutrient helps the body fight infections and heal wounds? Is it A, vitamin C, letter B, carbohydrates, letter C, fat, or letter D, iron? What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Again, 16, which nutrient helps the body fight infections? Okay? Fight infections and heal wounds. Ano pong klaseng nutrient yan? Is it A, vitamin C, letter B, carbohydrates, letter C, fat, or letter D, iron? What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Okay, item number 6, what is your choice? Again, which nutrient helps the body fight infections? Okay, what is your choice? Pakilapag po. Okay, item number 16, I see letter A here. Tumpak ba yung letter A natin? Vitamin C. Tumpak ba yan? What about the others? I see letter A as well. Tumpak ba yung letter A? And that is correct, no? Yan po yung ating vitamin C na tinatawag, di ba? To fight infections and of course, it boosts our immunity, no? Yan po yung ating vitamin C na tinatawag. And of course, the common sources of vitamin C here would be our citrus fruits, no? Yung mga kiwi fruit po natin, bell peppers, okay, potatoes, broccoli, and even the guavas, okay? Some sort of vegetables and fruits. Yan po yung ating sources of vitamin C for immunity, no? Kapag carbohydrates, of course, energy. Kapag fat naman, tandaan po natin, no, mainly supply energy, store vitamins, and support cell structure. Kaya X po yung ating letter C. Kapag iron naman, of course, ito po ay crucial, no, for food formation and oxygen transport. Kaya X din po yung ating letter D. But then we are talking about here a type of nutrient that helps our body fight infections and it boosts our immunity. That is what we call the vitamin C, no? Or yung ating ascorbic acid. Okay? Letter A po yung tumpak na choice for this question. We go to item number 17. Which nutrient deficiency can lead to scurvy? Is it A, vitamin A, letter B, vitamin C, letter C, vitamin D, or letter D, calcium? What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Again, anong klaseng nutrient deficiency that leads to scurvy? Okay, ano po ba yan? Is it A, vitamin A, letter B, vitamin C, letter C, vitamin D, or letter D, calcium? What is your choice? Pakilapag po. Okay? If in case po tinanong, ano po ba yung ibig sabihin ng scurvy, no? Ito po yung klase ng disease that is characterized by bleeding gums, okay? Dumudugo po yung mga gilagid, no? And of course, weakness, fatigue, and poor wound healing. Okay? Yan po yung scurvy disease na tinatawag. So anong klaseng nutrient na deficit, no, or kulang sa iyo kapag may scurvy ka, no? So, is it A, vitamin A, letter B, vitamin C, letter C, vitamin D, or letter D, calcium? I see letter B. I see letter C as well. Tumpak ko ba yung letter B natin? Letter C. Okay, letter B, letter A, letter C. And of course, the best option here would be letter B, no? Yan po yung ating vitamin C na tinatawag. Okay? Tandaan po natin, teachers, again, pag sinabi po nating vitamin C, it is essential for collagen formation, which maintains healthy skin, blood vessels, and connective tissues. Okay? And of course, kapag nagkaroon ka ng vitamin C deficiency, yung mangyayari sa'yo, no? Most likely, it will lead you to scurvy na tinatawag. Yung letter A natin dito, yung vitamin A, tandaan po natin, no, its deficiency causes vision problems and weak immunity. Again, kapag kulang ka sa vitamin A, kadalasan po, no, magkakaroon ka ng vision problems and of course, weak immunity. Kapag letter C naman, vitamin D, yung kulang sa iyo, of course, its deficiency leads to rickets. Again, kapag rickets, yan po ay weakening of bones. Kapag calcium naman, of course, low calcium affects bone health and teeth, no, not causing scurvy. Kaya X po yung ating letter D. But then we are talking about here, no, yung klase po ng nutrient deficiency that leads to scurvy. Yan po yung ating letter B, no, vitamin C po yung ating tumpak na choice. And of course, ano po ba yung mga symptoms, no, kapag meron kang scurvy? Unang-una po dito, swollen, bleeding gums. Okay, dumudurugo po yung ating mga gilagid, no, yung gums po natin. And of course, opening of previously healed wounds and new wounds that don't heal. Okay, yan po yung mga common symptoms kapag meron kang scurvy na tinatawag. And of course, you are lack of vitamin C. We go to item number 18. Which food is rich in omega-3 fatty acids? Is it A, salmon, letter B, butter, letter C, white rice, or letter D, potato? What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Again, we are talking about here a type of food that is rich in omega-3 fatty acids. Okay? Ano po yan? Is it A, salmon, letter B, butter, letter C, white rice, or letter D, potato? What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Okay, 18, I see letter A here. Tumpak ba yung letter A natin? What about the others? What is your choice for item number 18? I see a lot of letter A. Tumpak ba yung letter A natin? May hahabol pa ba? Item number 18, of course, the best option here would be letter A. Yan po yung ating salmon na tinatawag. Again, tandaan po natin, teachers, pag sinabi po nating salmon, ito po ay rich in omega-3 fatty acids, no, which promote heart and brain health. Okay, yan po yung ating salmon. And of course, mayaman po yan sa omega-3 fatty acids na tinatawag. Okay? And of course, pag sinabi po nating butter, tandaan po natin, no? Yung butter po natin that contains saturated fat. Again, kapag butter, that contains saturated fat. Kaya X po yung ating letter B. Kapag white rice naman, of course, ito po ay mayaman sa carbohydrates, no? Kaya X din po yung ating letter C. Kapag potato naman, of course, it contains minimal fats, no? Kaya X din po yung ating letter D. But then we are talking about here a type of food that is rich in omega-3 fatty acids. That is what we call the letter A, no? Yan po yung ating salmon mismo. Okay? We go to item number 19. Which food safety practice reduces the risk of food poisoning? Is it A, storing perishable food at room temperature? Letter B, cooking meat to the recommended temperature. Letter C, using unwashed hands to prepare food. Or letter D, leaving leftovers uncovered. What is your choice? Again, item number 19, what is your choice? Paklapag po sa ating comment section. Again, we are talking about here a food safety practice, no, that reduces or it prevents the risk of food poisoning. Okay? So ano po yung gagawin natin in order for us to prevent ourselves from food poisoning? Is that A, storing perishable food at room temperature? Letter B, cooking meat to the recommended temperature? Letter C, using unwashed hands to prepare food? Or letter D, leaving leftovers uncovered? Okay, base po sa aking mga previous students, sinasabi nila, no, na yung major chef more on analyzation. Okay, gaya pong ng ganitong tanungan, no. So dapat alam po natin on how to attack the questions. We know how to analyze the questions, and of course, we know how to spot the keywords here. Okay, item number 19, I see a lot of letter B, and that is correct, no? Cooking meat to the recommended temperature. Tandaan po natin again that cooking our meat, no, to our recommended internal temperature kills harmful bacteria and prevents foodborne illness. Okay? Yan po yung ating letter B. And of course, yan po ay tumpak. Yung letter A kasi natin dito, tandaan lamang po natin that room temperature that encourages bacterial growth. No? Kaya X po yung ating letter A. Kapag letter C naman, using unwashed hands to prepare food, napaka-unhygienic po nito. No? Kaya X din po yung ating letter C. Yung letter D naman, leaving leftovers uncovered. Tandaan po natin that uncovered leftovers can be contaminated. Kaya X din po yung ating letter D. But then we are talking about here a food safety practice that reduces the risk of food poisoning. That is what we call letter B, no? We have to cook our meat to the recommended temperature. Kaya letter B po yung tumpak na choice for item number 19. We go to our last item for this afternoon. Item number 20, which condition results from excessive intake of sugar foods or sugary foods? Is that A, anemia, letter B, diabetes, letter C, rickets, or letter D, goiter? What is your choice? Pakilapag po sa ating comment section. Again, what most likely, ano po yung mangyayari kapag nagkaroon ka ng excessive intake of sugary foods, no? Matatamis na mga pagkain. So, anong klaseng sakit yung pwedeng-pwede mo ma-acquire? Is it a anemia, letter B, diabetes, letter C, rickets, or letter D, goiter? What is your choice? Item number 20. Of course, kapag ganito po yung matanungan, may bonus question na po kayo sa actual board examination. Of course, the best option here I see a lot of letter B, and that is correct, no? Yan po yung ating diabetes na tinatawag. Again, tandaan po natin teachers, pag sinabi po natin diabetes, ito po yung condition that is characterized by high blood sugar levels which can result from excessive intake of sugary foods over time, di ba? Especially when combined with poor lifestyle habits, okay? Yan po yung mangyayari sa iyo kapag palakain ka ng mga matatamis na pagkain, no? And of course, what are the symptoms of diabetes? We have here excessive thirst, no? Slow healing of wounds, weakness or fatigue, no? And of course, sudden weight loss. Okay, yan po yung mga common symptoms kapag meron kang diabetes. And of course, kapag anemia kasi, it means kulang ka, no? Or deficit or nagkakaroon ka ng deficiency sa iron or red blood cells. Kaya X po yung ating letter A. Kapag rickets naman, tandaan po natin, na meron kang vitamin D deficiency, no? Kaya X din po yung ating letter C. Kapag goiter naman, of course, it results from iodine deficiency. Kaya X po yung ating letter D. But then we are talking about here, what most likely or ano po yung mangyayari sa iyo kapag palakain ka ng mga sugary foods that is diabetes. Okay? Letter B po yung tumpak na choice for item number 20. Okay? And of course, bago po tayo magtapos, no, pakilabag po ng ating score out of 20. Ilan po yung nakuha natin? Paki-flex po sa ating comment section. Okay? Again, paki-flex po ng ating score out of 20. Ilan po yung nakuha natin, no? Again, mabilisan lamang pong discussion ito kasi nga po, no, after this one, I will be having my class sa Gurong Pinoy. Okay? So, abangan niyo po ako doon. Again, pakilapag po ng ating score out of 20. Ilan po yung nakuha natin? And of course, bago po tayo maghiwa-hiwalay, no, I would like to leave you a saying here. Do it scared, do it broke, do it tired, do it alone. Just do it. Okay? Huwag pong panghinaan ng loob. And of course, huwag po nating i-doubt, no, or dudahan yung ating mga sarili. And of course, kung ano po yung makakaya natin, gawin po natin, no? And of course, tandaan po natin na magiging worth it naman po yung mga bagay na yan. Okay? We have here 18 out of 20, 19 out of 20. Okay, what about the others? Ilan po yung ating score? May naka-perfect po ba? Okay. And of course, that ends our discussion this afternoon. Thank you so much po, teachers, no? Thank you so much for participating. And of course, may God bless us all and see you po sa ating mga susunod pa na sessions. Okay? Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye-bye!